So, here was the idea. After spending some time obtaining some good habits, getting rid of some bad ones, and spending significant time and effort transforming my physical, mental, and emotional states into a place that I was happy with, I would start a YouTube channel. And I would share with you all how I did it, and then do some incremental changes / challenges as fun content down the road. Then, I read this. Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. In this book, Kleon quotes C.S. Lewis as having stated, "The fellow pupil can help us more than the master because he knows less. The difficulty we want him to explain is one he has recently met. The expert met it so long ago he has forgotten." So in my current state, this is the start of the process, day one. And I'm hoping that by sharing this with you all, it can help. And in turn, you can share your insights and help me. But this is the hardest part, right? Getting started. I mean, there's plenty of things that I do automatically without even thinking about it. I play video games, I watch movies, binge watch Netflix, read books. I've even tried my hand at building things from time to time. But there are things that I think we all struggle with. Building good habits, exercise, eating right, drinking water, getting enough sleep. These are all things that we want to be better at. But for some reason, we have that difficulty of getting over the hump. And I'm hoping that this channel can be a way of holding myself accountable, but also a means to help you as well on your journey. Part of this process for me is trying to contextualize all of it in a language that I can appreciate and thrive in. When it comes to self-improvement, there aren't any grand secrets out there. Want to lose weight? Eat fewer calories than you burn. Want to get bigger muscles? Lift heavier weights than you did last time. Would you like to be more productive? Put your phone in another room and don't check social media while you work. All of these things are very self-evident, which begs the question, why do we struggle to get better? Now, is that question reductive and unhelpful? Sure. But for me, it's the beginning of the process. Back in January 2012 through October of the same year, I lost over 100 pounds. I got down to 185 pounds total, which is a huge accomplishment. See? Look at that handsome guy. The bow tie is regrettable. But after 9 years, you can see it didn't last. It didn't last a year. By October 2013, I had started regaining significant weight, and within 3 years, I'd gained every single pound back and was in a far worse place health-wise. Why? Because I, as a person, hadn't changed. After I'd lost all the weight and was working out 5 times a week, I told my girlfriend at the time that I still felt like a fat guy. And that's because deep down, I was. I thought of myself as a fat person trying to build good habits, rather than a fit and healthy person just trying to live their life. And that was after I'd lost the weight. The origin of my journey and this channel really starts with James Clear's Atomic Habits. Now, I'm going to be doing a video diving into this book in the near future, its contents, how it's helped me, all that kind of stuff. But the big takeaway for our purposes here is when starting a journey like this, you need to reclassify yourself. So for me, and any of you deciding to join me on this journey, it's time to assume a new identity. Starting from this moment forward, I am a fit and healthy person. And the decisions I make in my day-to-day life will reflect that new identity. Now, I can feel some raised eyebrows out there and itchy fingers dying to get down in the comments and tell me what a load of hokum this all sounds like, but I do have some real-world experience with this. But first, I need your help. I need you to hit the like button down below because it will help this community grow and flourish. Liking and subscribing only costs $5. Wait. Oh, it's free. I messed up my notes. It costs nothing, but will go such a long way towards helping this community grow and allow more people like us to help each other on the journey. I've been smoke-free for over 3 years now, and I wasn't a social smoker or a only when I drink kind of smoker. I was in at least 1 pack a day or else I'm on the edge of a rage-induced outburst kind of smoker. A scrounge around the house for change and in my car desperately trying to buy a pack before payday kind of smoker. And then I wasn't. It wasn't even that dramatic. I read Alan Carr's The Easy Way to Quit Smoking, and then my wife and I had friends over for board game night. I went outside while they were over there, had my last cigarette. It was the last one in the pack. I knew it was my last cigarette. And then I flipped a switch. At that moment, I was no longer a smoker. I was a non-smoker. And I did all the things I did before I became a non-smoker. I hung out with my friends who smoked, had my morning coffee, went on long drives, obviously existed after a meal. All of these things that used to be triggers for I need a cigarette right now no longer mattered because non-smokers don't smoke, and I was a non-smoker. I didn't even have to fight temptation. It was one of the easiest things I've ever done in my life. So that's the objective now. When presented with a situation where I previously would have made the decision as someone who prioritizes comfort and laziness over health and wellness, now I won't even be tempted to skip the workout because I woke up weird or swing through the drive-thru because I can't be asked to cook tonight. But the goal here is not perfection. As James Clear states in Atomic Habits, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. The good news is that you don't need to be perfect. In any election, there are going to be votes on both sides. You don't need a unanimous vote to win an election, you just need a majority. It doesn't matter if you cast a few votes for a bad behavior or an unproductive habit. Your goal is simply to win the majority of the time. There are going to be nights where I want chips and queso, followed up by tacos and a margarita. There's going to be some days where I should be working on a script for this channel, but my day job was kind of draining, and all I want to do is veg out with my Xbox for a while. And that's fine, as long as it's a conscious choice and not my reflexive state of being. Because right now, passively consuming things is my reflexive state of being. Being productive is a conscious choice. As I was writing the script for this video, all I wanted to do was to open a new tab, pull up YouTube, and just watch some videos, because that's my default state of being. I need to cast some votes to flip the sides. The way I'm contextualizing this all in my head is I need a respec. Now, regardless of genre, there are plenty of games out there that have some kind of system where you take a tangible currency and decide what your character is going to excel at. And sure, I could take my point guard in NBA and decide I want him to play center, or decide I want to tank with my wizard. And I might gain some small victories here and there, but ultimately that decision is suboptimal, ineffective, and unnecessarily time-consuming. In D&D, I could take my sorcerer and put a great axe in their hands and say, I am a melee frontline fighter now. But I have all these spells, and no hit points, and my strength score is crap. So maybe it's time to take a level of fighter. But much like the D&D example, I'm essentially starting over. I can operate Uber Eats like an expert and find great deals with low delivery times. I have Xbox Game Pass and can knock out an indie game in a Sunday afternoon with ease. But much like the sorcerer's spells or the point guard's passing ability, those aren't really vital to my new identity. Some of the stuff will carry over. I'm an extremely curious person who loves learning new things, improving myself, and sharing that knowledge with people when they'll give me the time of day. Hello. But I also have weightlifting experience from high school. I even trained to be a personal trainer when I was losing the weight back in 2012 and took some nutrition classes in college. So the idea here isn't to throw out everything about yourself and who you are and how you got here. All of the things that make you you are going to be helpful in the journey ahead. It's more about using your positive traits to reinforce your new identity and develop some new habits that go in that direction, and counteracting the bad habits that don't line up with who you are anymore. Now, I'm going to be doing videos on this channel with updates on how I'm doing, media recommendations, books, podcasts, things like that, maybe some challenges here and there, and some other formats that I'm working on. But if you want to follow along with the day-to-day grind of all of this, then Instagram is the place to do it. At eric.strimple, there will be a link down below. But if you want to follow along with me in kind of real time as I'm going on this journey, that's the place to do it. I'll be providing almost daily updates over there. And if you want to let me know how your journey's going, that's a great place to do it. But thank you all so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down below if you're joining me on this journey and what kind of identity you're looking to solidify in yourself. Be sure to come back next time, and remember, 1% better is better than standing still.